Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Sports Show 35. As always, I am joined by Blake Bellamy, and I am Curtis Brown. We're getting into the Super Bowl this week, and we're also getting into the awards and who they went to as well. By the way, Blake, if you don't mind, can you pull up who won all the awards?
Yeah, I got it memorized.
You got to memorize? That's hot.
Yeah.
That's real hot.
Well, I predicted every single one of them. I thought they were all. I don't. There was no surprises.
Oh, well, yeah. Didn't Cooper Cup get a thing?
Offensive.
Yeah.
hmm
And then, oh,
Aaron
gosh.
Rodgers MVP.
Oh,
Defense
yeah.
was T.J. Watt.
hmm
Offensive rookie was Jamar Chase. Segan, no brainer. Micah Parsons got defense rookie, and
Yeah.
then quarterback or comeback was Joe Burrow, and then coach of the year was Mike Vrabel.
Solid list there. Solid list.
hmm Yeah, I
Um,
feel like there were no surprises for any of them.
no, and you can't really argue any of them. Even as a Texans fan, you got to appreciate the fact that Mike Vrabel had to go through how basically two separate teams, and the amount of bodies that went through that place to get a team on the field.
That's why I
Uh,
appreciate what Ryan Tannehill did. He
yeah,
got a bad rap this year, but we would have been like if we had Marcus Mariota, it'd be a different record.
it's true. But in other AFC South news, the Texans have a head coach, Lovie Smith. What are your thoughts on Lovie Smith's hire? He definitely brought a change of culture on the defense. And he hired Pep Hamilton, who was the passing game coordinator last year, to be the offensive coordinator. So I think that there's going to be some continuity there,
hmm
but I'd like to pick your brain on it.
Yeah, so this one's different. I feel like if you're going to go with Lovey Smith, I would have kept David Culley, honestly. If you weren't going to get some stud or roll the dice on some unknown like Josh McCown or a Hines Ward, I wouldn't have gone with Lovey. He's just old. His last time he was a head coach wasn't very good. He was like 5 and 24, I believe, with Tampa Bay. You're right. He's a good defensive coordinator. He's a good coordinator, but head coach, not so much. He did go to a Super Bowl though.
Yeah, he did go to the Super Bowl with the Bears, where they didn't even have an offense.
Yeah, it's all defense. Like even he's never been able to develop a quarterback. Like what's
Right.
quarterback's ever been good underneath Lovie Smith?
Yeah.
So that's not good for Davis Mills. I feel like, but however, I'm glad that you did bring up Pep Hamilton because I do like Pep Hamilton a lot. He was even the head coach. I liked his. I can't remember what team it was, but it was the XFL last year. They only played for like 4 games.
Yeah.
He was on one of those teams. I remember watching a few of his games. I was like, all right, I'm rooting for this guy. And I
Yeah.
think he was in what Carolina a couple years ago. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I like Pep Hamilton. I think he's gonna be good for Davis Mills, but we'll see. I like
Um,
Lovie Smith though. Not a huge fan, which is good for me as a Titans fan.
well, I think the defense will remain strong. I think
Which
that
that was their
means that,
strong point last year.
yeah. I mean, you know, 2 seasons ago we had a total of 9 takeaways. Last season we had like 27 or something.
What 24 of them were against the Titans.
Shit, 5. We didn't get any that last game, but
Surprised.
if we had though, I mean, we ended up losing by 3. We were 4 points away from a sweep,
hmm
bruh.
I,
Bruh.
we won. Titans won.
But look, that was my whole point. Like this whole like ever since the Titans lost in the postseason, it was like, how can anybody watch that Texans Titans game in Week 18 and be like, this team's going to the Super Bowl?
Titans just struggle against divisional games. It always is. Like Titans lost every game against Andrew Luck, and Titans always lost to Deshaun Watson too, and
Not
like
always.
a lot. I can't remember us Titans ever beaten a good Deshaun Watson.
I mean, you don't remember that game where DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller went over 100, and y'all beat us because Dan Cruikshank can throw a fake foot
Oh,
fake
that was a
punt.
great game. Yeah, that was like
Yeah,
week 2 or week 3 or something. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
that.
And then you know, I mean, for a while
That was
there,
just some great Arthur Smith play calling.
yeah, yeah. Some trickery.
hmm
Um, shit, I don't know. It's been a minute, but like There was a
You guys win
long stretch of
divisions, but
time
Titans
where
can't
the
win
record with
divisions.
the Titans was just terrible.
Hmm.
I mean, we used to get shillelied. Just
You guys do have the best record, I believe, though, in the last 10 years. The Texans do.
what do you mean?
You guys have the best record in the last 10 years than everyone in the AFC South.
I could see that. We won the
So you
division
guys
pretty
won
good.
what, four divisions, four divisional titles?
6.
Oh, six. Yeah, that's Titans have only won what, two or three?
Yeah.
Not good.
Because it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's just kind of key signifiers with every team that you can just kind of point to and be like, this moment is it's a moment that you would see on the road to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's a compelling story moment. Whereas, I feel like the entire season for the Titans was just like some miracle that was strung along because of all the injuries and everybody was making things happen in just a certain way, and sometimes they would slip and fall against the weakest opponent, but
Yeah,
then they would
Jags.
rally against the strongest. It was every week it was like watching a play of Homer's the Iliad or something.
Yeah, you just never know you're gonna get the Titans. Like
No.
they're predictable, yet they're still unpredictable. Like Titans were always expected to fall into the trap games. Like the whole time, no one was surprised Titans lost to the Jets. No one was surprised they lost to the Texans because they're like, all right, this is a game the Titans lose, and we
Yeah.
lost. That's why I don't bet on the Titans. I never put money on the Titans games.
Yeah, it seems like all the ones that should be gimmies. Like, but Houston then messed around and ended up beating the Chargers late in the season
Hmm.
by a lot. Like, we
They are
put up
professional
41.
teams. Like
Like,
people always dismiss like bad teams. Like every team is very capable of putting the beat down on anybody.
yeah,
It's really just matchups and schemes, and it's not like basketball or baseball where you kind of know, or college like sports. NFL, man, it's always a switch up.
I mean,
That's why it's
shit.
so entertaining.
If you take away the division games that we played last year, we only won one game,
Yeah,
and that was
Chargers.
the Chargers.
Yeah,
That's
Texas
crazy.
weren't a good team, but they were very competitive.
That's the thing. It's like,
There's a lot of fighting you guys. That's what. So you guys need a better coach, but I did like David Culley at least because they played for him, and that does
yeah,
mean a lot.
they did. There was a problem that I had, which was basically that no matter who was at quarterback, there would be times of just so much stale. Like there would just be like the game against the Panthers where Davis Mills had to start the entire game. It was his first start. It was a Thursday night game. We scored a total of 9 points, and we had 9 points, I think, going into halftime. And we just couldn't do anything at all. No running, no passing. Like Davis Mills was playing scared. Of course, it's his first start or whatever. But I mean, we had just stretches of that with Buffalo, and where he threw 4 picks and just was basically useless. It was. I think he had like 71 yards passing that day.
You know what would be a good move? I was just thinking of right now is if you guys trade for Gardner Minshew. I
Reggie,
even Reggie was like, no.
fuck y'all for that shit. That ain't happening. Reginald, get
I'm a firm believer in Gardner Minshew. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I feel like he could win. He could be
you
the
can
next Tom Brady.
look. You can bang that table all you want. I'm not joining you on that one. All right. I can't stand by Gardner Minshew while his name is Gardner Minshew Jr. and there's not a first.
Is there not?
No, his parents just wanted to give him a junior name.
He's the second, not junior, which
That's
is
there's no yeah, but there's not a that's junior. That's what that means.
that's hilarious.
We're speaking the same language.
Hmm.
He could put two or junior,
Yeah,
the duplicate.
I'm a junior. Fun fact.
Are you serious?
Mm.
Did we talk about this already?
Now we talk about my first name,
Oh, that's right.
which will remain
Dun, dun,
hidden.
dun, dun. Text the number down below to get a free tip as to what his name is.
A lot of money donations.
Oh yes. We don't have Patreon yet, but you can send us Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Please send us Bitcoin.
Hmm.
Bitcoin. Anyway, um, that actually reminds me. Did you see that article about Odell Beckham getting part of his contract in some cryptocurrencies? And when they
No, I
went
didn't see
down,
that.
he ended up getting paid like $700,000 or something, like $7,000 or some shit,
Oh, really?
instead of like 750.
Wow.
Yeah, but now it's going back up, so he's making all sorts of money now.
Yeah, he's gonna hold it. Trevor Lawrence got his most of his contract in Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, it's not
And
good. He
like,
lost so much money since when he got drafted.
shit, he'll be good. He'll
He's
be
got to hold
making
on
bank.
to it.
Shit, he'll be fine. Just put that shit back. Don't worry about it.
They should
Apparently,
keep Garner Minshew.
huh? They just need to
Dak
send
should have
him back
kept
to
him.
Jacksonville.
Say what?
They just need to send him back to Jacksonville and
Give
make
him the
Trevor Lawrence
receipt.
start, uh, like competing for the job rather than just giving it to him.
Yeah.
And then he can just kind of get over the fact that he plays on a shitty ass team, and then he can start playing real football.
He's not a good football player in general. Even though I do like the Doug Peterson hiring.
The Doug Peterson hiring is actually, I think, going to help him a lot.
I think that's a good move.
Doug Peterson's one of those coaches where he wasn't great in the NFL at all. Like he was probably mediocre, but as a coach, he's won a Super Bowl and he's
He has
pretty
a good team.
accomplished. I think we're going to see similar things with Kellen Moore whenever he gets a head coaching job.
I agree.
I think we're going to see some other.
Leftwich.
Say what?
I feel like Leftwich as well.
Leftwich, yeah, absolutely. So I mean, there's definitely some young dudes out there that are going to be getting hired, but damn, I kind of lost my train of thought. What were we talking about before I started talking about that?
Doug Peterson hiring.
Doug Peterson. Oh yeah. So I just feel like there's a long list of coaches that used to play that are kind of sucked that way better as a coach, like Gary Kubiak. Um,
Jim Harbaugh
yeah, Jim
or
Harbaugh.
John, whichever one's the Ravens head coach.
Yeah.
John.
Apparently, Sean McVay used to play wide receiver.
Yeah, he beat out Calvin Johnson for Georgia Player of the Year in high school. They were in the same high school graduating class.
That's crazy.
One's playing the Super Bowl, the other one's Hall of Fame wide receiver. Wild. And shout out Georgia.
The whole state. So
The whole
Georgia.
state.
Oh man. So gun to your head, you got to pick somebody. Who you gonna pick? Cincinnati or Los Angeles?
I really don't know, man. I don't even care.
Why? Because the Bengals beat you.
I feel like as a fan, if the Bengals win, it looks good on the Titans. If the Rams win, Matt Stafford gets the Super Bowl. And I
Yeah.
like Matt Stafford a lot.
And in that
And
respect, I
Jalen
definitely get
Ramsey.
that. Yeah, I definitely get that.
I like Aaron Donald too. And I like Sean McVay. Like I like a lot of them. The Bengals though, it would be nice to see like a new team go to Super Bowl. Like the Rams
Mhm.
are in it all the time.
Right.
So that'd
That's
be kind
true.
of cool to see like a new team get it.
Yeah,
Like
and I
the
think it'd be
Tampa got it
cool.
last year, but that was Tom Brady, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah, and I think it'd be cool if this is basically Tom Brady's retiring. He's leaving the league. Ben Roethlisberger's retiring, and Drew Brees retired last year. Philip Rivers retired the year before.
Eli
You
Manning
got
too.
Eli Manning, Aaron Rodgers is knocking on that doorstep. We're kind of seeing a changing of the guard, and Russell Wilson is soon to be the
Oldest one.
like the second oldest starting quarterback in the league or something. And that's just a shock. But it would be cool to kind of see the narrative shift from all these old guns to the young dogs. You know what I mean? So
And these young guys are going to be
Burrow,
around for a while because they're all pretty young.
yeah,
There's not
Burrow's
many like 8 or 9 years, except for like Russell Wilson and Ryan Tannehill. Like they're old guys besides
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
It's just crazy how how that worked. Because I mean, it all started with Peyton Manning retiring, and then just like in a cluster of 5 years, everybody else that was good was
Slowly
like,
going.
"We're good." the sheriff retired, so we can rest
I like
easy.
this new group though. You got Lamar, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert,
Hmm.
still Russell Wilson. It's
Deshaun Watson,
Sean Watson
possibly.
maybe, Trevor Lawrence possibly. We'll see. Kyler
Yeah.
Murray,
So I'm saying we got like Kyler Murray.
some
By the way,
ballers out there.
what were you saying? What happened with
Josh
Kyler Murray?
Allen. Kyler Murray like deleted every mention of the Arizona Cardinals, and apparently there is contract disputes. Like he's in his like option year, and like he wants an extension now, but they're like not offering like that kind of money.
Interesting.
But, like I think Josh Allen is right now the highest paid quarterback because I think he's the most recent one that got a real extension, and
Yeah.
and he wants that kind of money, like more than it. And they're just like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, and I get that because honestly, when you think about Kyler Murray's career so far, he's played pretty well.
Not
Uh,
Super Bowls or MVPs.
I
Like
mean,
it's hard to
and they're not
justify.
making a hell of a lot of the playoff appearances. He's hurt pretty frequently.
Hmm.
And when he came back the last time, he didn't look so good.
He's inconsistent. But
So I
like
think you're going to have to ride the contract out and prove your worth before you get that money, right?
apparently he wants a trade. I don't know. We'll see.
You think the Titans could organize a trade?
I
Tannehill
thought
for
about
Kyler
that. I don't know
Murray?
if I'd want Kyler Murray. I didn't like Kyler Murray coming out of college at all. I
Well,
thought he had like maturity issues, and I thought he was undersized. I just didn't think he would do it. I think he's a gimmick player, and he's proven me wrong. I think he's a very good player. Um, I was dead on. I wanted them to keep Rosen, like going back to 2019 where we're at. I thought they should roll it with Rosen, and
roll
then
with Rosen.
yeah, get some better people around, and then not draft Kyler. I wanted I think it was Bosa that year, take
Mm,
him first overall, or it was maybe the Chase Young. Actually, that's who I want. I want them to be a Chase Young,
yeah.
and then not Kyler Murray. Um, but I don't know that's how it happened.
um. So Brian Flores is suing the NFL,
Yeah,
and um, Doug Gottlieb. I don't know who the hell he works for,
he's
but
Fox Sports. He's with
Fox.
like Colin Cowherd and
Okay. So apparently Doug Gottlieb just rips him a new a-hole. Um, After Brian Flores releases a statement talking about Lovie Smith getting hired as the Texans head coach.
mhm.
And I just think anybody listening right now should continue listening, but also look that article up because it is a genuinely funny read and it'll make your day a little better. Essentially, Brian Flores had his lawyer estate or firm or whatever release a statement saying, congratulations, Lovey Smith. We're so glad you got hired. However, Brian Flores was included in the interview process, and there was interest on both sides. Reggie! So this gives us grounds to believe that we are right in our suit of the NFL. And then Doug Gottlieb just kind of shreds it. So yes. Um, Sorry, Reggie just lost his mind there for a second. But yeah, so go ahead and check that out, Fox Sports. Beyond that, we have the allegation of being paid to tank, and then Hugh Jackson corroborating that story, saying that the Browns paid him to tank uh, before he got fired.
He was always a terrible coach.
I mean, yeah, but maybe
But
like
even if they did offer it, they didn't. He didn't. They never reported it. So either they took the money or they allowed some corrupt shit. So regardless, they guilty too. So it's like, why
right,
are you saying that now? You know what I'm saying? It's
right,
just suspicious. Like
exactly,
if that happened, they probably would have reported it back then. It's sort of like,
right.
oh, I'm gonna watch my back in case something ever happens.
Well, and part of the reason that Brian Flores isn't going to get hired anytime soon is
He sued all
because he's
32 teams.
yeah he's suing everybody. I mean, who's gonna work with somebody who's actively suing them? Like
Yeah.
it's just
How you
a
gonna?
no brainer.
Yeah. Especially as a
So
head coach, the leader of the team, you can't
exactly,
sue him.
No, you can't do it. It's a bonehead move. But anyway, so Brian Flores is basically committing career suicide. Just looking at it from the career standpoint, we're not actually digging into the beliefs behind it. That's not what we're talking about. We're just looking at it from the clear career standpoint.
Business, yeah, football.
Yeah, like have your opinions on that stuff. That's not for us. But um, Tim Kelly, the former offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans, jumps ship and goes to Tennessee to be the passing game coordinator. Are you excited?
I'm pretty excited. This is a guy that we tried getting as our offensive coordinator last year, but the Houston Texans blocked that interview process. Obvious reasons, division rivals,
Right.
lateral position. It's not like they were interviewing to be a head coach, so I get it. Um, so I'm really excited. I would rather him be the offensive coordinator than Todd Downing. Todd Downing's trash.
Yeah.
But I do think with the passing game coordinator, I think Tim Kelly's going to do better. So I think he's going to have a lot of input. I think he's going to be to the offense what Jim Schwartz was to the defense this past year.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this. And Tim Kelly's good. I think he's going to be gone. I think he's going to be one and done. So it's like he might extend our window for next year with Super Bowl contention. But I think he's going to be gone next year unless he's promoted to be the OC.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably not wrong.
Because he's good. I'm surprised he didn't become an offensive coordinator or maybe a head coach in college, but I think he's definitely gonna be head coach in the NFL one day, and he's just
Someday
gonna be underneath the Vrabel coaching tree.
for a while.
Yeah, because two of them have already became head coaches, and again, coach of the year.
Right.
Third.
Um. So I wrote down here, Jacksonville can't tell their right from their left, which. Um. So just anybody who wants to chuckle at that, go ahead. But the Jaguars blew an absolute amazing opportunity to bring a young stud of a head coach potential in with Byron Leftwich, a former player of the organization who probably could have reinvigorated the fan base, and
Great
they
start.
let him walk because he wanted to bring in his own GM. He wanted Adrian Wilson from the Cardinals, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep, that
And
would have been
and
ideal.
it would have been perfect for Miami, but or for Jacksonville, sorry. But no, they wanted to stick with Trent Baalke, who all the fans hate, and they said no to Byron Leftwich, and he withdrew his name from contention. So now it's looking like he's going to be going to the Saints or potentially just staying in Tampa. But we'll see. Uh,
Yeah, I
right.
have always had a theory with Jacksonville. They always make the wrong decision, and
Yeah.
no matter who they, I don't even. I'm reading mock drafts. I'm like, whoever they get, I don't care. It's the wrong choice. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't think Trevor Lawrence is all that. He looked terrible last year. I know he didn't have anything around him, but still, I didn't see anything special.
Dude, he had some stuff. It's not
Yeah,
like he had nothing. I mean, he had James Robinson. His his line wasn't great, but
yeah. No, I'm
uh,
saying like like the environment. Jacksonville was just a mess. Like
Urban
he was
Meyer
in a bad
definitely did not
situation.
help any of that.
Yeah, I just meant like the whole, just everything. The team was just not good. He had some talent. There's some good players on that team for sure.
Yeah.
Like Josh Allen on the defense is great. Yeah, James Robinson's amazing. He has Travis Etienne next year. Um, and Chenault. Like I think Doug Peterson. I think they're going to turn around.
Yeah. And they very well should. Because they got a pretty skilled young group. ETN's going to come back from injury. And
But I still think they're
assuming,
going to be bad because they make the wrong decision. They should have got they should
yeah,
have got Leftwich. They
yeah.
should have brought Adrian Wilson in.
I
But
mean,
Balky's
they're
terrible.
basically cursed until Mark Brunell comes to be their coach. I
That'd
think
be
that's what's
funny.
going to have to happen.
I'd like to see Leftwich. I mean, he's not going to be head coach this year, obviously, but um, just they're
Is
all
there still
full.
an opening?
No, there's no openings.
Who got hired as a Saints coach?
Dennis Allen, their defensive coordinator.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah,
All right. I don't hate that. He's pretty
yeah.
good.
I mean, I feel like that was expected. He's been there for a little while.
Okay. All right. So who's hotter right now? Do you think the Rams are hotter, or do you think the Bengals are hotter? And I
I,
don't mean like temperature. I don't mean like
I
who
think
do
it's
you
the
like
Bengals.
better. I'm talking who do you think has been playing better, more clutch football? The
Or the
Bengals
Bengals have been more
or the
clutch.
Rams?
Bengals.
Is it mostly because the kicker's got ice in his veins?
The kicker's great, but I feel like he's destined to fail. I don't know what it is.
He's 4 field goals away from breaking Adam Vinatieri's postseason record.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see it. He's very good. He's really good. I do like this Bengals team. Like I said earlier, I really don't care who wins. I don't even know. I feel like it's a good matchup. I just think it's gonna be a lot of fun. The Simpsons predicted the Bengals will win 34-31, and honestly, I kind of feel it's gonna go 34-31. Just
When did they
whoever.
do that?
Recently.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to be like 1975 or
Oh no
1997.
no no. Yeah, this is a new episode.
That would be spooky.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, um,
I just
we
think it's gonna be a
will.
good game. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I think the Bengals are a very hot team right now, and I think the Rams are going to be playing with a lot of emotion because I think Von Miller is supposed to be on the way out, perhaps.
And
So
Aaron Donald needs a ring. I do feel like on paper, again, games aren't on paper, played on paper, but the Rams are just. I feel like they're real hungry.
they are. I mean, they got a lot of hungry dudes that have been on some teams that have sucked for a long period of time, and this was LA throwing every egg in the basket and trading away the future for winning right now.
Yeah,
So
and I think the Bengals are a great team, but I don't think that they can handle this. Like McVay's been to the Super Bowl, he knows what to expect. He did
well,
lose, but he
let me
learned
put
a
it this
lot.
way. The Bengals allowed 9 sacks to the Titans and still survived.
Yeah.
That's one hell of some resiliency. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? There's not many teams that can win getting sacked 9 times in a game.
Yeah. They're
There's
big
not.
fans of Tannehill and Todd Downing. That's for damn sure.
Right. So, I mean, in a way, they're very special. They have a certain resiliency, but they're also very, very not good. But in the same time, they literally the next week they only had allowed 1 sack on Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and they came up huge in that comeback against Kansas City.
Yeah. So I think they're kind of finally gelling in the playoffs a little bit. And I think that might be something that the Rams aren't really ready for. I don't know if that means that they'll be able to run the ball because I still expect Aaron Donald to be an absolute game wrecker, but I don't think he's going to have as much game wrecking in the pass game.
Right. One thing that is interesting though about Joe Burrow and this Bengals team, Joe Burrow's 7-0 in one and done games.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the guy's clutch.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow is a very, very good football player.
yeah, he
Um,
is.
and it's gonna be hard to bet against that guy. Like Matt Stafford, we have seen him fail miserably. We
That is
haven't really seen Joe Burrow fail miserably. And this is the
true.
highest, and he's been here before. 2 years ago, his national championship game and won it.
Right. Well, I mean, Matt Stafford's never had this much around him.
Exactly.
I
That's
mean, like,
true.
even in their best years in Detroit with Calvin Johnson, their defense was terrible.
Hmm.
So this is, a complete revelation, and he didn't have all the pressure on the world on him. So I'm sure he's just like, this is great. This
Yeah.
is way better than Detroit, and it's not
Oh,
cold. What the
yes.
hell? I could have been down here
Detroit's
a long time
garbage
ago.
anyway.
But if somebody held a gun to my head, I'm gonna have to pick the Bengals to win the game.
I think I
I'm
would too. I think the safe bet is the Rams, but man, it's hard to bet against Joe Burrow.
it is, but I mean, I bet against Joe Burrow the entire playoffs, and the man keeps winning.
Yep.
So I'm like, damn. Well, all right. If he's gonna do it, let's do it. I'm gonna ride it in the Super Bowl. Let's go. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And I hope it goes into overtime because I put a bet on that too. So, but I don't have anything else. What you got?
um, Nothing.
Sick. Blake, thanks for doing this with me again. We're 2 weeks away from our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, February 27th. Shout out.
Shots February 27th. We will be coming at you live again, probably in or around that date, with the anniversary episode, and we'll try to have Joe Townsend back on. We will be eventually getting Drew Dougherty on, sometime the start of the new league year, maybe a couple days into free agency, and we'll be seeing what's going on. But again, Blake, thanks for coming on, man.
Yes, sir.
Be good, people.
Bye.